So what type of revenue should you go for in your commercial cleaning company? I talk with a lot of commercial cleaning business owners, and there's different kinds of revenue, and we're gonna go over that here in this video. You see there's core revenue types that you're gonna learn about and how they stack up against the things that I think about and that I see happening in the commercial cleaning industry and how it impacts the owners and the business and what type you really should be going for. And to make something clear, this video is not about what facility types. Like, we're not talking about medical or car dealerships. We're talking about actual revenue types to build your business on or to add into your business, but you just want to know what are the factors about them you should consider. And before we dive in, if you don't know who I am, my name is Matt. I'm a 7-figure commercial cleaning CEO, started from scratch. We're very blessed to be where we are today. And now I make videos and help other owners follow the same path that I did. So with that, let's dive right in to our framework here to learn about this so we can improve our businesses. The first type of core revenue, and you're already gonna know this, is going to be janitorial. And these are your ongoing nightly services. These are the ones that when people think of building an automated commercial cleaning company, they're thinking about those. And this is the type of revenue that comes to mind most of the time when people consider a commercial cleaning business or adding commercial cleaning clients. The next major type of revenue, and I'm gonna write a few things down here, is gonna be at the overarching level called project revenue. But what we're really gonna focus on with this is what are called either deep cleanings or even construction cleaning. There are entire businesses built around variations of this core project revenue. And then thirdly, there are entire commercial cleaning businesses built around what I see turnover cleanings. These are things like apartment cleanings, move-ins, move-outs, getting a space ready for the next person to come in, whether it's a commercial client or it's actually a residential client sometimes. These are the ones that kind of blur the lines between commercial and residential. You're looking at Airbnb cleanings, apartment turnovers, making sure a space is ready for someone else to move in. And it's not always residential in nature. It can be a temporary stay, or it can still be a commercial client. It's a property manager turn. But either way, it's a turnover cleaning. And what we're gonna do is compare each of these against each other so that you can make a better informed decision on how you wanna build your commercial cleaning company, if you wanna add one of these to your business or start off in one of these directions, depending on where you're at. All right, so now let me explain the factors that we're comparing. PPC here is not pay-per-click, that's a marketing term. We're talking about profit per clean. And then EPC is effort per clean. And this isn't just the cleaner's effort themselves. This is the actual effort on your entire business system. Management, quoting, everything that it takes to coordinate and make sure the job gets done right. And then we have LTV, which is a common business term. It means lifetime value. This is a measurement that considers the long game and where things are gonna be at in the future. Okay, so let's dive right in and start comparing. So first off, our profit per clean for janitorial is actually going to be quite low. And here's why, because janitorial, we're usually there every single day. That's the goal, right? Sometimes once a week, very rarely a once a month scenario, but you have variations of frequencies in there of just recurring office, taking care of a space type cleaning. And in some cases, you'll actually have clients that are, say, 5 days a week, and it only takes an hour each visit to clean. I'm thinking of a specific client that we have right now that takes about 45 minutes to clean. So we're not charging them a lot of money. We're not making an enormous amount of money every single clean on that client, but it adds up bit at a time, right? And that's something you must keep in mind when it comes to adding the recurring janitorial revenue to your business, is that you're not there to try to price it on a per clean basis and trying to squeeze as much profit on a per clean. You want to look at the aggregate picture, especially on a monthly basis. What's the overall ongoing monthly profit we're looking at on a janitorial client? Because oftentimes what people will do is they'll start comparing it with something like this. So when it comes to the profit per clean for deep cleaning, specifically construction cleaning, you're looking at a pretty high, very high profit per clean. And this is simply because there's an enormous amount of work being done in a very short period of time. And the client is expecting speed of results and completeness of total results. So your profit here should, and rightfully so, exceed far beyond a per clean profit with ongoing janitorial services. So don't make the mistake of trying to price janitorial like you would price a project. And that leads us to turnover cleanings, which is going to be honestly low to medium. You see, turnovers require a pretty good amount of effort and materials, but they don't pay out very much revenue per clean. Now, I have seen some very significant companies built off of low to medium profit from turnover cleaning, but it's not going to be hitting nearly as high as something like deep cleaning or construction cleaning or any of the other projects that are out there in the commercial world, but it still is a little bit higher than ongoing janitorial. Okay, so let's jump into effort, and you're going to see something happen here. With janitorial and ongoing contracts, how much does it take to initially sell that contract? It can take a little bit of effort, right? How much does it take to keep that client once it's won? They just keep buying every single day, every single month, every single year, as long as the job is getting done right. It just takes a little bit of management. So the effort per clean from your business to get that job done is actually very low. And really, it should be to the point that you shouldn't have to have management or yourself there every single day checking on it. It should be something that can be monitored from a distance. And that's certainly the allure of janitorial revenue, is it's very passive. Now you're going to start seeing the pattern here. What about deep cleaning or construction cleaning? Well, there's a few things you got to consider, because ultimately every cleaning is different. Even if you're providing, say, construction cleaning constantly in your company, every project has different nuances, different timelines, different strange factors that come up about different buildings. And you have different companies that uses different vendors, and there's so many differences, there's less consistency, that it requires an extremely high level of management effort, not just cleaner effort, but management effort and monitoring effort compared to something like recurring janitorial. And as a business owner, that's what you need to be weighing out in your mind, is how much am I getting for the effort that I'm putting in? Now, I know of very successful construction cleaning companies that's the primary thing that they do. But if you talk to those owners, they are constantly involved, unless they have a pretty thick management team or a really good team that they have that's very well trained, it's very experienced, has a lot of tenure in place. So the effort is very high on getting the job done. Not only that, but every sale is very highly involved as well. So you've got to keep that in mind. But not only that, even when it comes to winning new clients that are, say, a construction cleaning client or a deep cleaning client, there's still oftentimes is a lot of back and forth. Now, I would say probably not as much as janitorial. Janitorial is probably a little bit more of an effort to sell, but when it comes to this, it's not much less of an effort. And then lastly, we have our turnover cleaning. This is going to be medium to high. Look, similarly to construction cleaning, when you walk into an apartment space that has just been trashed by the previous tenant, it's going to cause some problems and some stress. But not every apartment space is like that, right? So you have to have the ability to flex with different situations, to walk into ones that are unexpected, and the revenue and the profit is not as high, especially with the project revenue, when it comes to turnover. So you're working with varying situations, varying management. Sometimes it's the same company, but they have multiple properties and they have different people cycling through there. So you have to be ready for inconsistent environments with your team. So that's turnovers, and that can be a lot to deal with sometimes because you end up doing a deep cleaning in there for low to medium profit. Now, on to lifetime value. With janitorial, what you're looking at is an extremely high lifetime value because, like we said before, you sell it once. You win a $2,000 a month contract, even a $1,000 a month contract. You keep that thing for 10 years. That's a lot of money from one sales conversation and just making sure that it's taken care of every once in a while. And that's because all this little profit from every single day just keeps stacking constantly all the time. Because for most commercial cleaning clients, at least the ones that we like to target, they're just indefinitely perpetual and they don't like to rebid. They don't want to change companies because it's painful. That's why it can be a little hard at first whenever you're trying to market to them because they might be comfortable enough with what they're doing now. But once you get in that loop where they don't want to change, the lifetime value is enormous. And this is where you see people very quickly achieve freedom like I was blessed and fortunate to experience. Because we found a way to add janitorial clients constantly, and it was a very low effort to maintain it. Now again, yeah, they're not paying as much up front, but over time, it just compounded. And by over time, I mean 12 months. And that's the mindset you gotta have if you're going to go for janitorial as your main core revenue. You have to play with 12 months in mind. Don't be playing a 3-month game. You need to be thinking, how is my life different or transformed this time next year? And that leads to our project style business. And this one is actually going to be mixed. And I'm going to explain why. What I mean is if you run Google ads, you're doing all this marketing, you just get one project from this person over here. And then you get one project from that person over there. And you're spending, say, $500 to win a client that pays you $1,000. Then you got to buy equipment and pay people. And you can end up upside down really quick. But if you're able to tap into rivers, as I call them, which are people like a construction company who has ongoing projects constantly. So maybe each project has an end date, right? It's a very short-lived duration to clean or do a construction clean at a specific house or commercial property. But they have 1,000 of those every year, and maybe you're one of the vendors and they send you a few of those every single month or dozens every single month. That's when it can actually have a pretty high lifetime value. And that's really the angle that I encourage you to take, is find rivers, sources of ongoing projects that you can continually be a part of. And that's where we get the turnovers over here, which is also going to be low to medium. Now, again, if you land a 1,000 unit apartment complex and you're the sole provider for all of the units in there, then maybe that's going to have some high lifetime value, but you're going to be straining. And you're going to be straining for every single check as well and making little bits of money, as much of that as you can, for such an inconsistent set of cleanings that you're going to have. Because turnover clients can also very quickly and very easily replace any cleaning company that they're using. So your lifetime value with them tends to be a little bit shorter because they get a little bit more budget conscious every once in a while and they find someone who's cheaper. And then they're going to cut them one day because they find someone who's cheaper. They might come back up at some point, right? But they're just going to constantly be trying to cost cut. Now, it's not to say that there aren't any turnover clients that would be high value. You, of course, want them to have constant turnovers for you and not just be one-off turnovers. That'd be very similar to the situation here with the deep cleanings. But just keep in mind, you're working a whole lot for less money, but it's also easier to get into. It's because the big dogs are usually focusing on janitorial, and sometimes project and construction and deep cleanings. So look, there's multiple ways to grow your commercial cleaning company and the factors that you need to think through about them. And is there more to this? Absolutely. That's why the links are down below where you can work with me and get the entire 7-figure janitorial millionaire blueprint. That's where you can dive in and get on the right path that I walked to go to 7 figures. So just know there's always a way to grow your business, even if you have to go the turnover route, because it's just so easy to get into. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please like, subscribe, and if you know anybody else you think it would help, please share it with them. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, keep building.